Here's 5 things I wouldn't recommend about this rescue horse. If you're new here, I'm Sarah and this is Vhagar, and I rescued her from a kill pen in North Texas at the beginning of this year. And so we spent the whole year getting to know each other. It's October now. And here are some things that I would not recommend about working with this horse. Vhagar is still getting slowly brought back into work. So I've already had a chance to groom her and get her tacked up. And my plan for today is to do a little bit of ground driving while I tell you guys a little bit about what we kind of hate about this horse. Before we get into that, if you haven't already seen it, we made a previous video on 5 things we love about this horse. So I'm gonna link it above so you guys can see those answers. And I know a lot of people have been asking for health updates on Vhagar, so we do address those health updates in that video. But let's go ahead and get into some ground driving with her so you guys can see how she's doing. We have not had a chance to work her since the last video. And if you saw that, you know, it was a bit of an exciting day. So let's see how she is today and let's just get into it. Okay, so I already set up some ground poles and Vhagar has been waiting very patiently on the line. But let me go into the first thing that we hate about this horse. And I'll preface with, we really love this mare. She is a wonderful horse, but you know, every horse kind of has their things. And so here are 5 of Vhagar's. So the first thing I would say we hate about her is that she is a snackaholic. So if we do not have a carrot on us, like we come out here at all times of the day and we hang out with the horses, but she expects a full-size carrot to herself. And she will get a little grumpy if we don't already have it ready. So that's just one of those things. She has her preferences, but we just keep them stocked in the fridge. But let's ask her to move forward. There we go. She's been standing here for quite a while we figure out how to work the new camera. So she is just realizing that we're getting into work now. Oh, here comes the cat. Here comes the cat. It was really cute. Actually, in the pasture the other day, Vhagar loves to chase my, and I turned her there. I didn't want her stepping over the wonky poles, but she loves to run around with our dog, and our dog loves to chase our cat. So they were quite the sight the other day, running around chasing each other in the pasture. And all the while, Shorty is just standing there watching the chaos. Shorty does not partake in that special brand of chaos that those guys have. If you've seen our videos of us ground driving Vhagar before, you'll also notice there's a little bit of a difference with our setup today. I am just driving her in a halter. I had been riding her in a regular bridle before we stopped, but I was really excited. The show organization here in the US that I was looking at joining has just changed their rule book that now you can allow bridleless dressage riding. So I am seriously considering going that route with Vhagar just because I enjoy it, and if there's not a strict need for a bit, I don't necessarily feel like I have to have one. There's a time and place for sure, and there are some horses that benefit from it, and there are some pros to it as well as the cons. But I think it'd just be fun to not have to worry about a bit. Let's go into our second point of things that we hate about Vhagar. And the second thing we hate about her is that she is obsessed with sand. So she is always rolling in the sand pit. And even if you're working her, you kind of have to be aware of that when you're ground driving her or even riding her, because if you stop over her favorite sand spot, she will contemplate rolling there. But let's see if we can get her to jog a little bit, and I might get a little winded, but so I'll have her jog over her sand spot. There we go. Let's turn her over here and go ahead and try some poles. And I am getting so winded, oh my goodness. And we missed the poles entirely. Okay. So my husband got really excited when I was jogging, and now he wants to drive her. which is great because I am super winded from jogging behind her. So, but if you guys know our last video, I love how flexible Vhagar is. And no, my husband doesn't really know how to ground drive. Make sure you keep your reins even. And you keep the tension like you're riding, so you don't be all floppy. Vhagar is an absolute saint. We are making her very green proof, if you can't already tell.
Alright, switch here.
Okay, switch. Goodness, and I already know someone's gonna be screaming safety hazard. Whoa. There we go. Yes, but honestly, she's in a safe spot. We know she tends to stop here, and I rather have her experience those types of issues and accidents at home in a safe enclosed area instead of out on a trail if something happens and you drop a rein and it's chaos. So let me go ahead and get her turned straight. Renee said that we are making her foolproof, and he is the fool. So we're gonna have you turn this way, but you gotta have your reins much nicer. You're driving all like wonky all over the place. It's much easier if you just ask her a little small turn like that. There you go.
Also, I probably should have walked before I ran.
Probably should have walked before you ran. You were like, I want to try that, and you literally just got her and kissed her up to speed. So the other thing that we always hate about Vhagar is that she has resting dragon face. Whenever we go to take pictures of her, it's like she knows there is a camera on her, because she will have her ears up and alert until you go to click the shutter, and then she is instantly mare face, dragon mare face, and she looks so grumpy, even though that is not her regular expression. She just goes like straight back ears. Well, not full pin, but like you can tell she's not as chipper whenever the shutter goes off. Let's actually try to get a good pass through these poles, since I did not set her up well and Renee was kind of crazy going through them. Like trying to go through the side. She's still, there we go. So she kind of got away with it a couple times, so now she's being squiggly through the poles. All right, from the other direction, sooner. There we go. There we go, much better. She's like, as soon as I don't hold the outside rein steady, she starts squiggling around. So we went through the regular ground poles a bit, but before we go into our fourth reason of why we hate Vhagar, I changed the poles. I did a small raised pole just to get her thinking about picking her feet a little bit more. And since she's never done a raised pole before, I just scratch the other poles and move them to the side, and that way she just has one pole to focus on. But let's go ahead and bring her around and see what she thinks about having a slightly raised pole. So I'm gonna just get her turning, and if she wants to trot towards the pole, I will let her, but she is slowing down to look at it. So we're just gonna go ahead and let her think about it, pick up her feet, and that was pretty good. So the fourth, yeah, I have to remember to pick up my feet and not trip over the pole myself. But the fourth thing that we hate about Vhagar is I have to bag her hay at night when she goes into the stall for the night, because if I give her hay in a pile, she will decide that hay is better used as a bed than food. So she will turn in. You cannot give her a round bale. Oh, it's okay. You cannot give her, like, sometimes I'll throw the center of a round bale in for her for the night just so she can have an overabundance of hay. And last time I did that, she just decided to unroll the rest of the round bale and sleep on it. And she went through about 2 weeks worth of hay in one night. So that is the fourth thing that we hate about Vhagar. She likes to use hay as a bed instead of food. There we go, picks up the feet.
Not really.
Well, she picked up the first hoof. She's got a nice lazy stride going on right now. I'm gonna bring her around one more time, and then I will show you guys the 5th thing we hate about Vhagar. I want you to have some liveliness in your step. There you go, pick up. She's like, nope.
That scared Shorty.
Shorty's like off on the side and terrified. Okay, we'll try one more time just so she picks up her back feet. I'm not lining you up very well. I apologize. She picked up the back feet though. So we did a few more passes over the raised pole. She didn't quite get the coordination of picking up all of her feet for every time, but it was just her first day, and thankfully she's not a jumper prospect, so it's not that big of a deal. But she did pretty good. She's very amicable about everything. But the 5th thing we hate about Vhagar is that despite seeing her long, glorious mane, she does not let me leave braids in her mane to get it to grow any longer. Every time I have tried leaving braids in to help it grow and help it stay neat, she rubs out like half a braid and loses a section of her mane. So she's not a fan of keeping braids in, unlike Shorty. So as you guys can tell, those are all just kind of fun negatives for Vhagar. We do love her very much, and we're planning to do a lot more content with her now that we know what's going on. She is getting back into work. We've got to increase her fitness before we start riding, build up some muscle tone, but she is doing great. The weather is cooling off, so it is perfect time to start training more, and we're going to be uploading all those training steps along the way to our YouTube channel. So if you want to see more training and more Vhagar, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on your notifications. But she has been an absolute saint, and we are so thankful for her and looking forward to doing a lot more besides just playing in the pasture with her. But we are going to continue with our goals of Kill Pen to Grand Prix, and we're really excited to work through this fall and start making plans for next year. But she's doing awesome, and we're really looking forward to doing more with both her and Shorty. We have some off-farm adventures that we want to go on, and we plan on taking you guys along for the ride. So if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button and leave some comments down below of what you hate about your horse. I'd love to read through them and see what you guys have to share. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you guys again soon. Bye.